Okay, fine. See, today we will learn notional income and notional expenditure entries. Why we call this notional is just these entries are passed for the purpose of disclosure, presentation, or as per accounting standards. See, disclosure accounting standards say that certain transactions have to be disclosed and the same has to be presented in the prescribed format or way they have given in the standards. Okay, for the purpose of that we are passing these entries. Otherwise there is no income and actually there is no expenditure. Okay, that is the reason we call this as notional income and notional expenditure. So what are the things that may come under this category? Okay, so once I say it is income for one person, the other person it is expenditure. Okay, otherwise the examples what I am giving holds good for both the categories. Only thing you have to see on the recipient and service provider kind of both sides of the aspect. Then to one person it is income, the other person it is expenditure. That's why I am clubbing these two. Say for example, take rent. This is simple example, right? So usually what rental agreements, if you see big rental agreements with say in you would have seen many multinational companies, Accenture, Amazon, all these companies would have also taken premises on rental basis. Usually what they do, they take 15 years of lease agreements, okay, and their payment terms would be 0 to 3 years, say 1 lakh rent, 4 to 6 years, 1.25 lakhs, and 7 to 10 years, 1.5 lakhs. Okay, like this, they would have entered the agreement for 15 years. And apart from this, there may be chances that there is a rent-free period. Okay, apart from various rates prescribed in the rental agreement, depending upon the period, there are chances that there is a rent-free period. Even rent-free periods also need not necessarily be at the beginning of the lease, it may be at the end of the lease also. Okay, so the rent amount is distributed over a period of years, but the rent applicable for each period is different depending upon the rates whatever they have prescribed in the agreement. What standard says is, see, I am not worried about your payment terms. They say this is a payment term. Otherwise, for 15 years, whatever the total amount of rent you are earning, that is the income, right? See, for 15 years, whatever total, whether you collect first 3 years 1 lakh, next 3 years 1.25 lakh, next 3 years 1.5 lakh, I am not bothered. What is the total rent you are receiving for 15 years? Say here I will take 2 lakhs, or for easy calculation 1.75 I will take, so that it will be round figure. Okay, so for the total period, the rent will be 3, 4.5, 5.5 lakhs. Okay. So for the total period, the rent amount is 5.5 lakh. What standard says is, see, this is the total rent you are going to receive over the period of 15 years. Okay. So this amount you divide, if it is 15 years, 15 into 12, it will be 180, right? 180 months. Okay. So 5,50,000 total rent for 15 years divided by 180 months into 12 months. Okay. This is how in simple terms, the standard says you have to equalize the income over the agreement period. Okay, this we will learn when we are learning the standard also in detail. Okay, here we are concentrating on the entry, so I am taking this as an example. Okay, this will supplement you when you are studying the accounting standard also. Accounting for leases. Okay, accounting standard 19. So the standard says you equalize the rent over the rent agreement period, and I am not worried how much you are collecting first 3 years, second 3 years, all that I am not worried. And also, if there is any rent period, usually the rent period is given for furnishing purposes. Suppose they have taken 2 lakh square feet of premises on rent, they will need at least 2 months to furnish it. Okay, and to make it for their use. So what it is all commercial call. Even the person whoever is giving the premises on rent, he will also see it on a totality basis. Okay, I am getting long lease rent for 15 years and this is my total rental. Okay, 2 months I am saying no rent also is okay, but totality basis I am getting 5.5 lakhs. Okay, so like that he will also think and he will agree for that terms. Okay, now this whatever the amount is coming here, okay, say for example here it is coming 12,000 monthly average rent. Okay, for example, just I am taking this as an example. Otherwise, I will take exact amount so that you will understand better way. So now the total rent will be 3.5, 5 and 6 lakhs. Okay. If 6 lakhs, if we take exact amounts, then it will be better to explain. Okay, 6 lakhs divided by 180 months, correct? Into 12. So it comes average annual rent, it comes 40,000. Right? 40,000 annual rent. Okay. So, as per the standard, annual rent for this particular premises is 40,000. But in the agreement, what will happen for 3 years? Okay, into 3 years, it is 1,20,000. So for first year, if you see here, now I will take it annually so that I will be able to explain you what are the entries. So for first year, see 1 lakh divided by what will be the billing amount? 1 lakh divided by 36 months, right? Because it is 1 lakh is for 3 years. So 2,778 into 12. Okay, it will be 33,000 billing. Hope you are able to see the screen. If not, I will move. I will rub it and I will write here only. 33,333. Okay, but here annual rent as per standard is we have calculated it is 40,000. Are you getting my point? Please, if you don't understand, please ask me. I will repeat. See, I am saying 6 lakhs. 6 lakhs is the rent for 15 years. That means per annum it is 40,000. Okay. Now we are in the first year of the accounting period. Okay. 0 to 3 years it is 1 lakh. If for 3 years it is 1 lakh per month and per year it is 33,333 per year. This is okay. Per annum it is 33,333. And as per accounting standard, that is as per equalization method, we have calculated it is 40,000. But the tenant will not pay you rent as per standard. He will say, boss, we have agreed as per agreement. First 3 years it is 1 lakh. Okay. So per annum it comes to 333 rupees, 33,333. So you bill me only 33,333. So whatever the GST, everything, billing will be on this amount and GST also will be paid on this amount only. You will not pay on 40,000. Okay. Now the difference, whatever is coming the difference here is 6,777. This is the notional income. Why it is notional income? Because you are reporting this 40,000 as per accounting standards in financials. Okay. See, you are reporting this amount as per financials. Okay. This is the amount which is going to your financial statements because you have to follow the accounting standard. So you have to take a notional income entry in the first year 6,777. Okay. So like this, how many? See, first 3 years it is the same average. This is also same average. First 3 years you will be taking into 3 this much amount. 3 years you will be enhancing your debtors and enhancing your income. See, if I have to report income, then there is also a debit aspect of it. Okay, I cannot just increase the income without debit, right? So what I will do is first 3 years I will be making an entry notional debtors. Okay. See what I will do. I will not. This will be specific to each tenant. Suppose if I have 10 tenants in my premises, I should pass 10 entries. Like say X. X is my tenant. X notional debtors account debit 6,777 to notional rent account. This is my income account. Okay. This will be reported under debtors and this will be reported under income, direct income. If my principal business is renting of premises, then this will be reported as a debtor and this will be reported as income. Okay, like this I will be making, because in 0 to 3 years this is the same rent. There is no change in this. Okay. So first year 6,000 I will pass this entry. Second year also same entry. Third year also the same entry. Now we will go to 4 to 6 years. Now 1,25,000. Okay. Now again here 3 years are there. So 1,25,000 divided by 36 months. So per month it is 3,472 into 12. So from year number 4 to 6, my annual billing will be, this is 0 to 3. Now 4 to 6. My annual billing will be billing 41,667. But my as per standard is 40,000. Right? Now it is otherwise now earlier my billing was less, my standard was more. Now the next year my billing is less, my billing is more and standard amount is less. So now here I will be getting 1667 negative. Okay. So this will also continue for 3 years. Okay. So what I will do, I will be passing same entry into 3. What is the entry for this? It will be reverse of this entry. Okay. So now my notional income is getting reduced. Notional rent income. Notional rent account debit to X notional debtors. 1667. Like this, I will be passing the entry for next 3 years. Okay. So we will remember these figures. Okay. I don't want to rub it here. So I will erase here and I will tell next 2 years. Okay. 1.5 lakhs and 2.25 lakhs. I will note it here. So next 3 years, my next 3 years, whatever example I have taken, next 3 years is 7 to 10, and next 11 to 15 is 2.25 lakhs. Okay. If I calculate annual rent for 1.5 lakhs, okay, 1.5 lakhs divided by 36 months into 12 months. So it is 50,000. So my income from year number 7 to 10 is 50,000, and this is the billing, and standard is remains same 40,000. So negative 10,000. Okay. This is again for 3 years. Fine. I don't know whether you are able to see it or not. Okay, it is visible. Okay, this is again for 3 years. Coming to next last tranche of 5 years, it is 2,25,000 divided by, it is 5 years, so 60 months into 12 months. So my average is 45,000. 11 to 15, billing amount is 45,000 and standard average is 40,000. So 5,000 I have to reduce my income. This is for 5 years. Fine. I don't know, there is something somewhere yesterday I feel. 20,000 I think. This is coming. $50,000. This is correct. It's 33,000. Fine. And second, 125,000 divided by 56. 41,667. It is also right. Okay. Okay, this is now notional income. We are increasing 6,777 for 3 years. Okay, so if I take notional income and debtors, okay, it should get 0, but I find there is some mistake. It should get 0. Let me check. This is notional debtors account, and this is notional income account. Okay, so in first 3 years, what I will be doing? 6,777. I will be taking excess income than whatever I have billed. Okay. So 6,777 into 3 years. 3 years put together, I am writing here 0 to 3 years, 20,331, and I am increasing my data 0 to 3 years, 20,331. Okay. In next 3 years, I am reducing my income by to the extent of 1,667 for 3 years. So reducing, I have to take here. So 4 to 6 years. Okay. 1,667 into 3 years. It is 5,001. Fine. And I reduce my debtors also 4 to 6 years, 5,001. Fine. And here in third slab, that is 7 to 10 years, it is average is 1 lakh, 3 years rent is 1,50,000 divided by 36 into 12. So my annual income is 50,000 building income, but my standard says only 40,000. So I have to reduce my income from 7 to 10, 30,000. Every year it is 10,000, so 30,000 it is getting reduced. So I will reduce my debtors also 7 to 10, 30,000. Okay, and 11 to 15 years it is 5,000. I have to reduce it 11 to 15 years. It is 15,000. Sorry, 25,000. And 11 to 15, 25,000. Actually, these both should become zero. Sorry, the stand doesn't support vertical placing of the phone. Actually, that is the reason it is kept without any support that it fell down. Fine. Okay, coming back to the solution. Actually, when you draw these entries, it should become zero. But over a period of the agreement, it will become zero. Okay. This I will check tomorrow with the same example why it is not where we have done the mistake. Otherwise, this is how you have to calculate whatever you are billing as per the agreement and what is the rent equalization amount on yearly basis. The difference amount, once you take over the period of the agreement, these two will get nullified because this is only a book entry. It has nothing to do with respect to any taxes. Okay. This is the why, because the standard says that you have to equalize the rent over the period of the agreement. Whether you give it freely in between or you give it freely at the beginning or at the end, it doesn't matter. Okay. Same way, like how we are taking it as an income from one side, the same standard applies to the person whoever taken the premises, and they also have to equalize the rent wherever the rent period is going beyond 12 months. Understand? So this, it has to become zero. I will check later. I don't want to waste time here. We will go to next example. Okay. And see what is the other aspect, similar situations we get come across in the other situations. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
One doubt.
Sir,
why do we have to segregate it on basis of equalization method? Like, why do we have to do notional income or expenditure? How will it help us in financial reporting?
See, the standard says you have to equalize the rent. The reason being the total revenue with respect to that particular agreement is freezed. Okay. Due to some conditions in the agreement, say either you are giving 2-3 months freely or you are collecting it the rent over a period of time. I mean, say usually what will happen is 15 years lease agreements and all 10 years like that. First 3 years it will be one rent. Next 3 years they will increase either 15% or there will be some agreements yearly 5% increase. If you see your rental agreements, it will be like this over a period of time. You will keep increasing the rental amount. Okay. What standard says? If the similar situation, suppose same premises, instead of X, Y has taken it. Okay. Y. Sorry. Sorry. Suppose instead of X, Y has taken same premises, but total rent remains same 6 lakhs only. Okay, but the rental 0 to 3 years, whatever we have taken as 1 lakh rent, he has taken 1.5 lakhs rent, for example. But totality basis, it is 6 lakhs only over the period of 15 years. What will happen is the same premises, same period, everything is same, but income of, in case of X, it will be 1 lakh. In case of Y, it is 1.5 lakh. So there is a mismatch. People, whoever is seeing the financials, does not give a true and fair view of the financials. They get confused. If property is same this thing, because of different owners, okay, they have done it in different ways. So the income of initial years of X, the income is less. Subsequently, it is more. In case of Y, it is initially he is charging more, but subsequently he is reducing. At the end of the 15 years, both are getting 6 lakhs only revenue. So, in order to make everybody in the same line, so the standard purpose of standards is to see that all the reporting of the entities are coming in the same line, so that the understanding will be easy. That is the reason we have to do it. Clear?
Sir, clear.
Yeah, I will clear this difference. I will work out and share it in the group. Okay, don't worry, it will become 0. Okay. See, whatever example we have taken, it is 6 lakhs divided by 180 months, and we have averaged it. So it should become 0, because based upon that working only, we are debiting and crediting. So during the period of the and please note, it has to be agreement wise, not customer wise. Okay, you have to go by agreement wise. Suppose one customer, one tenant is there who has entered 50,000 square feet with one agreement. Then subsequently he entered another agreement for additional space of 20,000. Then you have to see it agreement wise. 50,000, whatever the terms are there, you have to equalize the rent accordingly. And 20,000, you have to equalize the rent accordingly, and you have to pass the differential entries in the same way. See, even if you create customers also in ERP, wherever you would have seen, you have to differentiate the customers also depending upon the sales order. You cannot do it. X is one customer only, I will put all sales orders to him, because the payment terms would be different. The other commercial terms will be different. There may be some withholding of money. There will be some advances. So everything you cannot put it under the same customer. It has to be different customers for each person. Otherwise, depending upon the sales order. Okay, we will go with another example. Say construction. Okay, I want to give you another interest income also, another example. I will stop today's session with this. Tomorrow we will take up the other one, and we will same thing will apply for expenditure also. So it will not take much time for expenditure. Anyway, we have other topic also for this first item which we are supposed to complete. So anyway, it is extending to another class. So we will complete with tomorrow this particular first topic. Okay, coming to construction. Okay, see, in construction, what will happen at the year end? We will calculate what is the percentage of completion, right? For whoever is the real estate business, we will do percentage of completion method, and we will calculate percentage. Say 70% is completed. We have arrived on 31st March 2023. We have arrived at 70% completion by whatever the formula we do. Say actual cost incurred divided by budgeted cost into actual sales area, whatever it is. Okay, units. Okay, so total cost incurred divided by budgeted cost into actual area, we will get percentage of completion. Then we have arrived at 70%. Okay, so now this 70% we have to report it as income. Fine. This entire amount we are supposed to report as income. Now, have you billed 70% till date? See, if you see the sales agreements of flats and all, they will say on booking 5%, on confirmation 5%, on registration 10%. Okay, by this 20% they will collect before registration. Then there will be first floor slab, third floor slab, fifth floor slab, like this will be there. Okay. But it is not that your construction actually is going as per these milestones. Fine. These are called milestones. It is not necessary that you are spending money depending upon your milestone. You would be spending money early and your percentage of completion is increasing, but your milestones are not getting calculated accordingly. Okay. So we have observed that 70% completion has come when we have seen at the year end that this is the income to be recognized to the extent of 70%. Suppose if you have billed 60% only, anything less than 70%. Okay, anything less than 70%, then there is a notional income and there is a notional debtor. Why? Because to report 70% income, first of all, there should be a billing, but you have billed only 60%. At the time of billing 60%, what is the entry you take? Customer account debit to installment received in advance. Actually, some people pass it as sales account. No, it is not sales. Here, whenever you are billing, it is a milestone billing, it is not sales, it is installment received in advance. You are billing advance billing only. There is no confirmed sales here. Okay, so it is installment received in advance account. You have taken 60 rupees, 60 rupees. Say if 100 rupees, then 60 rupees you have billed. Now, you have this whatever 70% income you are supposed to recognize in the financials. You do not have income account only. If says for example, here you have directly written as sales, for example. You have to take 70 rupees as income, but your entry is only up to 60 rupees. Then what will we do? Correct? Are you getting my point? You have passed the sales entry only for 60 rupees, depending upon your milestone, but you are supposed to recognize income to the extent of 70%. Then you do not have sales entry only in the books. So for that, what you have to do? Same entry, customer account debit. This is again notional customer. So if you have 200 customers in the list, so entire 10% of 200 customers you have to arrive and to notional or sales account. So this is how you have to take the revenue for the 10 rupees. Then first of subsequent year, you will reverse this entry and again same exercise you will be doing it for next year also at the end of year 2, and you will arrive this percentage and you will pass those entry. Okay, suppose there is one customer who said to complete his flat very early, and I am telling you very hypothetical example. So what you have done? Okay, this customer is very important for me. He brought another 20 customers. So I want to complete his flat before anybody else. So I have completed his work and I have done 80%. But you are supposed to recognize income only 70%. Okay, then you will pass reversal entry for the 10 rupees, whichever you have completed more, then you will have to pass. Otherwise, even if you leave it like this only, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, why I will tell you. With this explanation, we will wind up. See, why I am telling you not to pass the entry in this case, reverse entry. See, what I am trying to say, if you have billed less but you are recognizing more, then you are creating notional customer account debit to notional sales account 10 rupees. I am saying if you have billed more and you have to you are recognizing less. Not one customer, I am telling all other customers also. You are supposed to recognize 70%, but you have already billed 80%. Okay? Then you are supposed to reverse this entry. I am saying no need to reverse. Why I am saying is, see, first entry what I have showed you, customer account debit. Whenever I have billed this 80%, customer account debit to installment received in advance. This is 80. I am saying that's the reason when I told about this account, don't take it as a sales account. This is not sales account. This is not a sales account. This is liability account. Why I am saying liability? It is the advance billing. Why I have used the word advance here? Because I don't want to take it directly to a sales account. I am taking it as a liability account in my other current liabilities. Okay. Now, if you see my P&L, neither this is there nor this is there. This is a customer debtor, so it is going to balance sheet, and this is going to liability. So I am no way taking that to my P&L. Now, my auditor said, see, your percentage completion is 70 rupees, so you have to recognize 70 rupees. Okay, so what I will do, my entry as installment received in advance account debit to sales account. My customer will remain same. If he has paid 50, his account shows balance 70. If he has paid 70, his account will show balance 10. So I am not disturbing the customer. Now 70 rupees is my revenue. Then I am saying installment. From where I have to take this money? From my installment received, from my billing amount. My billing amount is lying in installment received in advance. So from 80 rupees, I am taking 70 rupees. Okay, so fine. Now, what will be the balance in this installment received? 10 rupees. Even if I pass reversal entry, what I am going to do? Again, suppose if I pass the reversal entry, so I will say this is credit, this is debit. Okay. First of all, I need not debit only because whenever I have billed, I have not taken this to sales account, right? So I should not debit. It is anyway lying in liability. My 10 rupees, whatever balance is there, it is anyway lying in liability. So why I have to make the customer also again credit 10 rupees? It is already lying in the name of installment received in advance. So whatever the balance lying in installment received in advance will hold itself good if you make the first entry like this instead of taking to sales account. If you are taking to sales account, then obviously you have to pass the entry. Otherwise, you need not pass any entry. Are you getting my point? I will show you in D form. Otherwise, one is sales installment received in advance. Okay, this is liability, and another one is customer. Another one is notional customer. Okay, I am taking whenever you are raising the milestone entry, you take it to installment received in advance, not to sales account. So I am taking 80 rupees here, 80 rupees here. This is what I have billed. Next, I am recognizing 70 rupees. Okay. If I am recognizing income 70 rupees, I will recover that 70 rupees from my billed income. So I will debit 70 and take to 70 sales here. So whatever the balance lying here, credit balance, I will show it in my current liabilities as installment received in advance. Okay. This will anyway remain in current liabilities. Fine. Now this customer, whatever money he doesn't, all this customer balance will be remain like this one. Suppose if you don't do entry like this, if you If you take the first entry, whenever you have raising the milestone, then what you do, you will say customer account debit 80, my sales account 80. Now, how much you have to show as income? You have to show income as 70. Then you have to debit 10 rupees and you have to take this 10 rupees in the notional customer's account. So this 10, anyway, this sales is again 70, so it is matching, revenue is matching 70. Customer, there is no difference. If he has paid, otherwise it is lying as receivable. Okay, now this 10 rupees as notional customer, where you are going to show current liability. Instead of doing this way, you do here, there is no balance because we have not used this account. In my earlier example, instead of notional customer 10 rupees liability, I am showing as installment received in advance as 10 rupees. That is the only difference. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope you understood. If you have problem, you please let me know. Okay, see there are ways. If you follow the first logic, whatever I have told, you need not pass the entry for the reversal aspect. The reason being, anyway, that 10 rupees is being as liabilities only. So you need not take this 10 rupees debit to installment received in advance, again take to other nomenclature of the account and go to notional data, notional customer. Rather, you can leave it here. Okay. In this example, because you are taking the entire billing amount to sales, you have to reverse it, otherwise you will report your sales higher side. That is the reason you will go to notional customer. That is the only difference. Otherwise, you can do the entries from this. But taking to sales is not right because you have not identified the percentage completion, so it cannot be sales. That is my point. What I am trying to tell. Okay. Okay, I will work out the first example problem. This topic will end tomorrow. If you want to have any another additional points, if you want to know, please let me know. I will do it. Okay. Thank you.